Why do you take your time to vote if you don't even know how it impacts your life? And this is the crazy thing.
That's a real question.
United States senator is the most powerful politician and impactful politician you will have in your life. Simply put, and the reason why is because the U.S. senator is one of 100 people that decides where $7.2 trillion a year goes. I didn't say billion.
Yeah.
I didn't say million.
How many zeros is
trillion? It's a whole lot.
Right. Capital T.
So think about it. 100 people sitting around a table saying this amount's going here, this amount's going for this amount's going for that. So if you want money and resources coming back to your community, you need to have a seat at that table. You need to have representation. This is unprecedented opportunity for us, and I just want to shout it from the rooftops and say, people, come on. If you understood what we could do together with this seat, that's why they don't want us to have it.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of your auntie's favorite nephews.
Your auntie's favorite nephew.
Your auntie's favorite nephews. You did. And today we got a beautiful, beautiful guest. But I've been working on this intro for a minute, so let me make sure I got this intro straight. So welcome, everybody. Today we have the distinct honor of interviewing Mr. Hill Harper, a multi-talented actor, best-selling author, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Many of you may know him as the role Dr. Hawks on the hit TV series CSI New York, but his accomplishments extend far beyond the screen. He's a Harvard law school graduate, a passionate advocate for education, financial literacy, and the founder of the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, which empowers underdeserved youth through mentorship and educational program. Mr. Hills is also a best-selling author with multiple NAACP awards to his name. Please join me in welcoming the remarkable Mr. Hill Harper, baby.
Yeah.
You know. My man. So
That's
first
a great
off,
introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, man. You know, I'm over here sweating, making sure I pronounced everything.
And it's hot in here, so
it's a little warm. It's a little warm, and I'm a
that's
sweater.
Right.
So
I think the building has kept the heat on just in case it gets cold again.
Right.
Well, you know what?
Michigan weather.
You never know.
We sliding
That's
into
right.
May.
If you don't like it now, just wait. It's going to change.
Oh, yeah. You ain't lying. So first off, welcome to Detroit. Welcome to Michigan. You know, did a lot of homework, a lot of research on you. And
now I lived here for 8 years now.
Well,
welcome.
Well, it's good for me to finally meet you. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't never ran into you, but I'm happy to run into you. So how is your stay in Detroit, man? I know you a international player, not a real player, but you know.
Well, we're sitting here in my coffee shop that I'm very proud to own.
Yes, very beautiful.
I've owned it for 7 years here in downtown Detroit. Looking around and seeing, because right now the NFL draft stage is still here and we can see it out of the window.
For sure. Did you participate in any of the festivities?
I went on a Friday night.
Okay.
I came down, and I'll tell you, man, it's great to see so many people out, and it was wonderful because so many people who don't live in Detroit got to experience the reason I moved here 8 years ago. The best people in the world are here.
Yeah.
The nicest people in the world are here.
For sure.
And that's the beautiful thing. That's what I love about the fact that we had all these people here. But at the same time, you look around, we need more businesses like mine. We need more people who own businesses, more people from the community who own. We need to be investing in the neighborhoods, not just the downtown core.
Okay.
I took some people out into the neighborhoods because I wanted to say, you know what, you've been downtown, sure, but you got to go out in some places into the neighborhoods and see
where people live.
See where people live, see what they do. A lot of people don't even come downtown who live in the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted folks from out of town to see the best of Detroit, and the best of Detroit is both the beauty of downtown, and I'm glad people come and support the coffee shop and other things. It's called the Roasting Plant,
and
then the beauty in the neighborhood. So it's great, and I'm glad we're doing this from my coffee shop.
Look, I'm glad we're doing it here too. I think I'm gonna definitely get a cup after this interview.
Yeah,
are you
for sure? And when people sit down to come in and have a cup of coffee, they talk to each other, they commune, they relax. so I love the business. It's healthy if you don't load it up with too much sugar, which I don't. So I drink it every day. And, and I do enjoy it. And we have 9 different varietals of coffee. We fresh roast in-house, so you get the freshest possible cup. Every cup that you order here it's ground per order. So it's super fresh. And that's what I want people to experience the best of it, because a lot of people have had like just bad, you know, like bad coffee. Coffee's supposed to be fresh. It's not supposed to be bagged for months and months and months, and then you drink it at some gas station. You're like, oh, I hate
I was just
coffee.
about to say Speedway.
It's bitter.
You definitely don't supposed to get it from Speedway.
Yeah, exactly. So you want fresh ground, fresh roasted coffee. And that's what we have here, and that's why I think people love the experience.
Well, I'm glad that not only you're a business owner in the city of Detroit, you actually have knowledge of the business. You know, and just, you know, not a funder of, you know, you kind of get what I'm saying. I'm glad you have the knowledge of your own business.
Exactly. I love it, man. I love it. And I want to grow it. I want to grow. I want to open up more locations of this and other businesses. You know, I'm trying to open up a location called Opportunity Roasters in the Durfee Middle School that they've shut down. And they have an organization called Life Remodeled there, where they're doing a lot of occupational training and things. And so we're looking to open that up and let the kids own it. Let the kids own their own shop. So trying to do a lot of things. I think you can do a lot of things through entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
I think you do it through coffee.
Right. That's beautiful, because that's really right in the hood. Durfee, we've actually operated out there with our podcast. We had a studio there, so that's actually
so we'll be opening up there. It's gonna be there. I'm excited about it.
We're gonna make sure to link and tag everything, man.
And I live right over by there too. So I live on Boston, right by there. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Well, look, I'm glad to see that you actually in the community. You know what I'm saying? You know that's a beautiful thing.
I am here, man.
10 toes deep, baby.
I am.
So one thing I didn't mention in your grand introduction is that you're actually running for Senate.
I am. I'm running for United States Senate. It's pretty historic. You know, I'm the first African-American Democrat on a U.S. Senate ballot in multiple decades. And we can make history here. There's never been a black U.S. senator in the history of this state. There's only been 12 in the history of this country. And
it's time.
If not now, then when? And if not us, then who?
And I don't think there's a better time to run for it than now. Why? It's just a lot of things going on in the world.
But how can we get people to get invested and to vote? This is the thing. What I've been finding, and this is why it's so important to do this podcast, is because a lot of people don't even know what a primary is. Because if I can't win the primary, I won't be on the ballot in November. So the primary is August 6th. And if I can't get people to vote for that, the other thing is they don't even know what a senator does.
That was one of my questions. A lot of people, I'm 31. A lot of people, including me, don't even know the functions and the duties of an actual senator.
That's right. And so here's the deal. Why do you take your time to vote if you don't even know how it impacts your life? And this is the crazy thing.
That's a real question.
United States senator is the most powerful politician and impactful politician you will have in your life. Simply put, and the reason why is because the U.S. senator is one of 100 people that decides where $7.2 trillion a year goes. I didn't say billion. I didn't say million.
How many zeros is
trillion? It's a whole lot.
Capital T.
So think about it. 100 people sitting around a table saying this amount's going here, this amount's going for this amount's going for that. So if you want money and resources coming back to your community, you need to have a seat at that table. You need to have representation. This is unprecedented opportunity for us, and I just want to shout it from the rooftops and say, people, come on. If you understood what we could do together with this seat, that's why they don't want us to have it. That's why there only been 12 in the history of the country. There have been a higher percentage of black presidents than black senators. Think about that.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Well, look, I want to let you know I'm here to support you.
Thank you.
We're going to get our followers to support you.
That'd be cute.
Like you said, it's just all about educating the youth the importance of voting. And like you said, the primary, this is the main reason me and you linked up. Mrs. Yancey,
That's right.
I told her years ago, I said, I only vote for the president. You know, so whatever election the president is, that's the election that I typically vote for.
So watch this. A U.S. senator is arguably more powerful than the president and can have more direct impact on your life than the president. Because I'm just going to break this down real quick. The Supreme Court rules on the constitutionality of what the Senate passes.
Okay.
The president or the executive branch signs into law or vetoes what the Senate passes. The House of Representatives, which is the 13 Congress people that we have in Michigan, send a bill to the Senate. Those 100 senators, the 2 from Michigan plus the other 98, can change that bill, can add things to it, can change the title, can amend it and send it back. They can do anything they want. So it's really the senators that control the purse strings. And we all know, my grandmama used to say, baby, follow the money. If you want to know where there's impact, it's what's getting funded. Right. Do you want your money? Because it's our tax dollars.
Yeah,
that's sure. $7.2 trillion. So do we want our money going to fund foreign violence or paying for universal health care? Exactly. Do we want our money to give tax breaks to big corporations, or do we want that same money to fund public education? Those 100 people make that decision. And so do we want the money to support low-interest loans for small business and entrepreneurs in the community so that they can open up more stores like this and we could have more black ownership and more ownership from people that are underrepresented? Or do we want the money to go for tax breaks for the wealthiest people? These are real questions.
Yeah, real life issues.
Real life issues. The president doesn't answer any of those questions. President doesn't answer any of them. And
just to piggyback off of what you just said, with the senator having more of an impact on an individual than the president, I guess you team Michigan. So you're going to look out for Michigan as opposed to somebody that just kind of oversees everything.
I'm going to take it even a step further. The senator can hire between 62, 100, 110 people, depending on how they allocate their budget in their office. I'm going to hire 100% of all my people from Michigan.
Okay.
I'm going to hire them from the communities. How many people that you know work for senators?
Nobody.
How many
people? I know.
So watch this. You've had senators all your life, and they've hired 6,100 people your entire life. You should know at least 5, 6 if you're being represented.
Yeah.
And this is what I keep trying to tell people. Yeah. They say, well, how do I know you're going to just get elected and be like the rest and just disappear for 6 years? I said, you're making my point. The reason why they disappear is you don't even know the people that are working with them. Right. The people that are actually making the recommendation to the senator about what issue needs to be taken care of, the legislative aide, the writer, the researcher. So my promise is I'm hiring 100% from our communities and from Michigan. No other senator, no other candidate will even say that because they've been bought and sold already. The big donors' kids who graduated from Georgetown, they need a job.
Yeah,
the higher up says, oh, you got to hire such and such. No. I'm not doing that. Right. I'm not going to be bought. I won't be bossed. I won't be bullied. And that's why this is so critical, because it's an opportunity for us to have our own seat. When I say our own, I'm talking about the people. The people can be represented for real. This is it. And so that's why I just keep racking my brain. Like, what do I need to say? What messaging do we need to put out to say, grab everybody you know. You got to vote in this primary, because there's a lot of people, to your point. The president will not be on my ballot. It'll just be me. That's it.
Voter education is just very important. Coming up, I only knew how important it was based off how much my mom drilled it into me. It's not something that's just...
But you still just vote with the president.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
Even though she drilled it into you. So that shows you we got to do more work.
Often it's kind of like fighting to force things that happened already. Like, you're an author. You write books for... you have a book for incarcerated people. I work with corrections. So a lot of times it's like, what can I do to fix my mistakes after the fact? How can we really encourage people to go vote? Like, without like, oh, we had an opportunity to get healed. One of
that's right.
13th black person.
On August 7th, they'll be like, dang. It'd be too late. Because folks don't leave these offices, and that's my point.
Yeah.
Open sentences just don't come around.
Okay.
And so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working as hard as I can to let people know that there's opportunity, that we can do this. And I'll ask you guys, what can I do? What can we do? How can we bring people in and let them know? I'm working on a song because I know people love music.
People love music. This Motown,
and it gets in your head. So I'm working on a vote song.
Well, I mean, I will argue you definitely on the right path, man. You're in the community. You stay in the community, which is kind of rare in itself. you know, with anything, it's just consistency.
Yeah.
That's just with anything. You know, the more people you meet, the more people lives you will change, and the more that they'll see that you're an actual person. You know, because I think that's the most important thing. Just how relatable are you? That's the main thing. And like you said, with the people that came in the draft, you actually took people to the neighborhoods.
That's right.
And I got an auntie, if she was to see you, she'll do a whole backflip and she gonna tell everybody at church. Another thing is to do things in church, certain churches.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing of yours. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
if
I've
you're
been going
religious
to
or,
multiple churches every Sunday.
Okay.
And the faith community is huge for me. I'm about to announce there's 80 plus pastors that have endorsed me.
Oh, you out
and
here.
the political action committee of the bishops of the Kojic Church, the PAC that they have supported. So that's the largest Pentecostal group. And so definitely rallying the faith community is very important, but we got to even go beyond that. You know, we got to grow beyond that.
Absolutely.
Because young people, if you're 17 and a half by August, you can vote in this primary. I need 17 and a half all the way to that 35-year-old group to vote because they tend not to vote. I need returning citizens, folks who have been in prison, probation, parole. They got to vote because many of them think they can't vote because they heard something that they couldn't. They can vote. Even if you're in jail awaiting trial, you can vote absentee. And so same-day registration, you can go and vote on the same day you register. So there's no reason we can't have people vote. It's just that we have to educate them as why it's important and get them to turn out.
So based off of your research, what is like the major cities that you pretty much need for the younger generation to vote? Is it just solely Detroit? Is it people outside of the Metro Detroit area typically voting? Or is this like a issue throughout the whole state?
It's a huge issue throughout the state, and it's a challenge with young people because a lot of them are going to be dispersed in the summer, but we got to get in their mind, okay, August 6th, there's 9 days of early voting. There's 40 days absentee, so you can request an absentee ballot. I want everyone out there, just request your absentee ballot.
Okay.
They'll send it to your house. Just go secretarystate.gov, get your absentee ballot. They'll send it to your house. If you've moved since you got your driver's license, then all your voting information is not going to get to you. So update your address at secretarystate.gov, request your absentee ballot, and just do it. That's the easiest way. Now, 40 days of that. Then you have 9 days early in-person voting, finding a polling location and voting same day. Bring people with you. And then, of course, Election Day, August 6th. But do not wait until Election Day.
Yeah.
Things come up. You get busy.
Yeah, life.
It's a Tuesday, right? Vote during the weekends and things like that. So all that's to say, there's so many different ways to vote. We just got to educate each other and let them know
And encourage
people to actually do it.
The kids.
You gotta
The
hit
kids.
right.
before it's gone.
And so
TikTok.
six for the Democratic primary, 6 major counties: Wayne County, Oakland County, Macomb, Genesee, Washtenaw, Kent County, and then big metropolitan cities: East Lansing, Bay
Grand
City,
Rapids.
Flint, Saginaw. You got Benton Harbor, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, Muskegon Heights. You got obviously Grand Rapids. I mean, so I'm not mentioning the cities that are in those big counties I mentioned. You know, I mentioned 6 counties, Kent County. So there's 6 big counties and all the cities that are in those counties. But then the areas that are outside of there: Traverse City, Petoskey, Marquette, Sault Ste. Marie. You know, Flint is huge because Flint has been hurt so much. I just wrote an op-ed about Flint. There's so many people in Flint that need to be supported.
Yeah.
And so, you know, all of this, it all comes back to who's representing you and what's their political motivation and their political will to truly represent. And that's what I want to do. I want to fight this fight.
Yeah. Well, if you ask me, because you just asked a few moments ago, I say the kids, because whenever you find the kids, you're going to find the parents.
There you go.
You know, so right now, this is a good time because a lot of summer camps about to happen. Ice cream trucks coming up and down the street, you know. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but kids love ice cream. Just throwing that out there, you know. So people will rally up, and I feel like your impact will really strike the community. You going there and just showing your face to Miss Penny, that 78-year-old that's on Plymouth in Wyoming.
Yeah.
You know, because her group of friends is gonna spread that message.
We
out.
just did a trash pickup on the east side.
Okay.
Over the weekend, which I thought was great. A lot of people don't go and spend a lot of time east side, Detroit, and I was just in Flint last week, and so I was at someone's house who's been struggling, and so yes, getting in the community, knocking doors, talking to people. We're gonna do all of that.
I think hitting the ground like that, I feel like that's one of the biggest type of impacts, because everybody don't watch TV. You know,
That's right.
A handful of people do, but everybody don't. But the word of mouth,
That's
you
right.
know, that stand the test of time every time.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So for the rapper, because I know you got to get ready to go. What is the biggest misconception about you?
I don't think about. I guess I don't hear about the misconceptions where people say stuff behind your back. I guess. So I mean, so I don't know.
Worried about that.
I don't know what they say, but there's a number of people. I know that my opponent in the race has been trying to push out. Why would you vote for him? He's just an actor. You know,
the celebrity
they don't know
That you more than
that I'm much more, that I've been an activist my entire life, that I went to Harvard Law School, I graduated from the Kennedy School of Government, that President Obama appointed me to the President's Cancer Panel, and I worked with the National Institute of Health working on cancer policy. I'm a 32-year union member who was elected to the national board of my union. I'm a small business owner.
So
I'm a single
you really
dad.
just fell into acting. It seems. I'm not saying.
Well, acting, no. God puts stuff in your life, and so for me, when I went to college, I was at Brown University, and I needed a class that met at a certain time, and it was a theater class, and I just did theater, and I loved it, but I didn't know how I could or in what way I could make a career. But I've always been taught to follow your heart.
Yeah.
And that's in part why I'm running for Senate. I'm following
love it.
my heart. It's an opportunity to really help people in a big scale way. But that's why I became an actor. I wanted to be like Harry Belafonte or Sidney Poitier, represent the best of us and really impact people's lives by showing positive imagery of black men and intelligence and something somebody can emulate. But at the same time, the impact that playing a character can have only goes so far.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I want to continue to try to have more and more positive impact on the world, I have to do other things, like open up businesses where I can hire young people, like create opportunity roasters, like my Manifest Your Destiny, like write my, I've written 4 New York Times best-selling books. Now those books are empowerment books, and somebody comes up to me or goes to my DMs at least once a day, says, hey, I read that book, it changed my life, or I love that. I read that book when I was in prison, and it helped me out with this. Those are the things that mean so much to me, because that's why you do it. The only reason why we're here, in my opinion, is to help people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a saying that I say to my head that I got taught years ago: sentient beings are numberless, I vow to save them all. And it simply means you're never going to save everybody, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
I love it. I love it. Well, Mr. Hill, definitely don't want to hold you up. I know you on a time crunch. Would love to do this again.
Yes.
You know,
We can sit again and have a long conversation, chop it up.
you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I ain't gonna be sweating like a billy goat.
Why don't we do it at, we could do it in somebody's house, like at the dinner table.
Yeah,
You
I
say
love
go
it.
into the community.
Yeah.
You find someone in the community, like, the grandmama person, and we'll have her and me and you and us.
Yeah.
And we'll have a discussion about what real issues are facing people in the community.
I love it.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Let's shake on it.
I'd love to do that.
Let's shake on it.
I'm down to do that. I'm down to do that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of your auntie's favorite nephews featuring Mr. Hill Harper. Thank you again for popping
Thank
on
you.
it, baby.
It's great. Thanks for being here. Come on down to the roasting plant, downtown
We
Detroit,
need it.
y'all.
We got to get a cup right now.
Got to support it. That's right. Before they close, let's do it quick.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.